Now, General Asim Munir has taken charge as Pakistan's first Chief of Defence Forces, marking the most significant restructuring of power hierarchies in Pakistan. Now, General Asim Munir assumes charge for a 5-year term that comes with a host of powers and privileges. He now heads Pakistan's tri-services, the Army, the Navy and also the Air Force. He's also in charge of the country's nuclear weapons as well. But even after his tenure comes to an end, what is interesting is that General Asim Munir will continue to enjoy legal immunity from any prosecutions. Now, he'd also retain his rank and his privileges for life, and he can only be removed via an impeachment. The post of the Chief of Defence Forces, or the CDF, was created through the contentious 27th Amendment, which was rushed through Pakistan's parliament on the 1st of November. Now, General Asim Munir is now set for a 5-year term, and this in a country where no elected Prime Minister has ever completed a full term. Now, the last military leader to have openly ruled Pakistan was General Pervez Musharraf. He had seized power through a coup in 1999 and had served as president till 2008. But General Asim Munir's powers and privileges as CDF eclipse those of even Musharraf, firmly establishing him as Pakistan's most powerful military chief. Now, on paper, the elected civil administration has held power in Pakistan, but the military and also its influence on domestic politics has always been a case of the behind-the-scenes power play. But recent constitutional amendments have enabled what experts are calling a silent constitutional coup in Pakistan. Now, it's a coup that puts General Asim Munir and the Pakistani military very firmly in charge. The power balance is now completely tilted in the military's favor, making it abundantly clear as to who runs the show in Pakistan. Now, General Asim Munir's rise has also coincided with a stunning reversal of fortunes for the jailed former Prime Minister Imran Khan. In 2019, remember, Imran Khan had removed General Asim Munir as the ISI chief just 8 months into his stint. But Munir's fortunes had changed after Imran Khan was ousted. The Shahbaz Sharif government had put General Munir in charge of the military, and Imran Khan has languished in prison over charges of corruption. Now, General Asim Munir's elevation has only intensified his rivalry. The Pakistan's military has called the former Prime Minister a mentally ill person and a narcissist, and has added that his anti-army rhetoric is a national security threat. Now, earlier this week, Imran Khan had called General Asim Munir a mentally unstable person, while adding that his moral depravity has led to a complete collapse of the constitution and also the rule of law in Pakistan. Imran Khan had also said that the basic human rights of every Pakistani resident have now been left unprotected. In the past, Imran Khan has also criticized Munir for inflicting oppression on the people to prolong his rule. But for now, General Asim Munir holds all the cards in Pakistan. All right, now joining us on the broadcast, we've got retired Captain Alok Bansal, who's currently the Director of India Foundation and the Executive Director of South Asian Institute for Strategic Affairs. Captain Bansal, thank you very much indeed for joining us here on WION. Now, what do you make of the manner in which the power play between the different institutions in Pakistan is playing out, where General Asim Munir has now assumed the charge of the CDF, and how does this actually change the power play calculus between Islamabad and Rawalpindi? And do you agree with what many suggest, that this is some kind of a constitutional coup that the military has carried out this time around?
See, there is no doubt that Asim Munir has staged a coup where he has all the powers without any accountability. Firstly, we need to look at Asim Munir. He was appointed Chief of Army Staff when he should not have. He should have retired. Actually, he was supposed to retire a few days before the previous chief actually was to retire. But he was given an extension and made an army chief. And since then, he has gone from strength to strength. He has actually sacked almost all the generals who disagreed with him and who were against him. In fact, his successor at DGISI is in jail facing a prosecution. And now with this amendment, he has got all the powers. He's actually defanged judiciary completely, has taken a 5-year term, and most significantly, he's got immunity from prosecution for life. He can stage a coup, he can kill few people, and he still cannot be prosecuted as per the constitution. So he has enormous immunity, and he is actually ensuring that Imran Khan remains behind bars, and he's not even allowed to meet either his party members or his family members often, despite courts giving rulings to the contrary. And now they are giving instructions that he cannot even discuss politics with his people who go to meet him, and they can be stopped under some archaic jail manual rules. So the way he is going about, he has become the ruler of Pakistan without any accountability. You have a civilian facade in front,
Right.
but how powerful is he is very clear from the way President Trump says that Field Marshal and his Prime Minister.
Interesting that you point out how Donald Trump, of course, interacts with the Field Marshal and his Prime Minister. But why do you think General Asim Munir has done it in the manner that things are playing out in Pakistan? Because earlier, whenever military generals in Pakistan had wanted to take charge, they would dismiss the civilian government and assume complete control. But this time around, the civilian government continues to remain in place, but somehow the general seems to become more powerful. Why do you think General Asim Munir has put up this facade of a civilian government still being present in Islamabad?
See, because it helps him from taking any flack, because Pakistan's economy is still in shambles, and he realizes that tomorrow if things don't go well, the criticism and protests will be against the civilian government, because he now has a fig leaf. He can get the civilian administration dismissed, because this civilian government, as it is, does not have any public support. It has come to power through a sham elections, and this constitutional amendment has been actually pushed through by arm twisting the political parties and politicians. So neither the constitutional amendment nor the government has any constitutional validity. So with that sort of a thing, what he realizes is that he will wield all the power,
Right.
with no accountability, because accountability of the civilian government. So if something goes wrong, it will be the civilian government which will have to take the blame.
Interesting. Thank you very much indeed, Captain Bansal, for joining us with that perspective there.